Hi, everybody. I'm going to go through our last part of the notes assignment. We're going to finish up page 2, and then we're going to do page 3 of the notes. So to find our notes, remember you can always find it in the calendar section, or you can also find it in the grade book. I'm just going to show you here on the calendar where it says Unit 1 Notes. So you'll click on that, and it will bring up this. Just a reminder, make sure that you have page 1 and 2 filled out. We did not do the summary, so we can do that today. For the summary type, I want you to type independent versus dependent variables. And in the summary, I want at least 2 to 3 sentences explaining the difference between an independent and dependent variable. If you wanted to just do 1 sentence for independent and 1 sentence for dependent, that would work. Otherwise, it's up to you on how you want to structure that. But talk about the differences between independent and dependent variables. All right, so maybe pause this video and do that right now. Okay, so on page 3, this is an example experiment that I'm going to read out loud to you. And 2 purposes for this. Number 1, I want you to write each one of these as we go. The problem statement, hypothesis, independent variable, dependent variable, constants, conclusion/summary, and then examples of qualitative data and quantitative data. So it's a good practice to see how all of these pieces fit into an experiment. But also, as we're doing this, I want you to think about an experiment that you would want to do at home, because the next 3 days, or the rest of this week, we are going to be working on an experiment that you designed by yourself and you actually do at home. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind of things that you would like to try that you have either require very little materials or materials that you have at home, or an experiment that doesn't require any materials. So I'm going to read this. Like I said before, feel free to stop and start as I read something, or listen to me the whole time and then answer the questions afterwards. Okay. A group of students wanted to see if plants grew taller in natural or artificial light. Before the experiment started, they thought that the plants would grow taller in the natural light because all plants love the sun and need it for photosynthesis. The bean seeds were planted in cups of identical soil 2 inches deep. Plants were watered once a day, and the height was measured at the time of watering. 1 cup was placed next to a sunny window, while the other was placed under artificial lights for the same amount of time each day. The experiment lasted 2 weeks, and the students recorded the height in centimeters each day. They also described the leaf color and condition. After 2 weeks, the plants that were grown in artificial light were 3 centimeters taller than the plants in the sunny window. So now that you've heard this, answer these questions. And when you are done with everything, the button up here says turn in. Make sure you submit these by the end of the day today. And that way I can give you a grade for those. And if you have any questions, make sure you ask them on Schoology or during office hours. Thanks. Bye, everybody.